Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. The Anderson Enrichment Center is showcasing the women behind the lens in a new exhibit shining the light on 5 local photographers. And joining us this morning to tell us a little bit more about it is our great friend Marsha Braun. Marsha, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And then would you like to introduce Demetrius to us?
Yes, I have Demetrius Scott with us. He's our new marketing manager, and he was a big help getting this show up and running.
Nice.
So,
this is awesome.
Yeah.
So Demetrius, welcome. We're happy to have you.
It's an honor.
So tell us about this exhibit. Either one of you can take on this question. Tell us about the exhibit and why you wanted to feature women photographers.
well, I'll tell you, this Women Behind the Lens, and it features 5 Saginaw area women and their work. It's varied in terms of what their focus is. And it actually started last summer when we were here, and Tom Brubaker and I were talking to Trisha Lewis, who is part of the TV5 family and a photographer as well. And we kind of were talking about what she was doing and how it was her passion. And from there, we were like, okay, we need to really focus on women and what's going on and what they're doing with photography. And from there, it just kind of evolved. And this is actually the second of a 2-part series that we launched. The first part during National Women's Month.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, that was the first part. And then we, kind of have morphed into the second part featuring 5 area women.
Nice. So as Marsha already said, we do want to note that TV5 videographer, video and graphics editor, let me say it correctly, Trisha Lewis, we call her Trish, is one of the photographers who's been featured in this, and we cannot wait to see her work, and we're so proud of her. But there are other women featured as well. Tell us a little bit about these other talented women a part of this exhibit.
Well, Demetrius, you want to start?
Yeah, we could start off with Jessica Grafe. Her title is Nature's Moments.
Okay.
So she's really into like landscaping, more like animal picture portraits. And there's one, I'm sad that there's one that I truly love. It's not up on the screen, but it's a very stormy picture. You have to go to Anderson to see it, but they were fishing when a storm brewed that was near the Zwawakie Bridge, and it just captures the moment of the clouds rotating, and you stare at it, and it's incredible. I really love that. That's like my favorite out of all the photos.
Yeah.
Well, and I just saw a scroll through a portrait of a black gentleman in his hat.
I love that picture.
It is awesome. And that's Alexandria Jones. She's a Saginaw native. She is a public relations specialist, and she's also a photographer who specializes in portraits and headshots. But she chose to photograph 4 generations of black men, and it's actually her grandfather, her stepfather, her brother, and her nephew.
That's awesome.
And what she focused on was, it's called Do You See Me Now? And she wanted people to see the men and their personalities versus stigmas that might be attached to them. And she did each individual as a black and white sepia, and then they all come together in a color portrait. So it's kind of neat.
That's awesome. What I love so much about all of these, what these women did is each one has its own story, and they seem to all be so different.
And they are. They are. Naisha Clark Young, for example, she's an art therapy instructor here at one of our community centers, as well as an activist and artist herself. But she focused on, I love the title of her pieces, Blood, Sweat, and Gears.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she focused on the automobile industry, and it's a photo documentary in terms of, where the automobile industry was and where it is now. And it's very different because it's very industrial, and it's, cold, and it makes you really stop and think, where did the automobile start out, and then where are we now?
And another photographer that I really like is Nita McKeith. Her series is called Sheared Facades. And her photo, she was just recently in Alaska. She took a lot of pictures of the glaciers.
Nice.
So it's like when you look at her photos, it's like the textures of like the rocks and the glacier pushing back. There's one on the screen right now. It's called the Pearl. And I love that photo because it's a giant boulder, but it was taken far distance, but it's just a giant boulder surrounded by a blue glacier wall.
That's so cool.
It's
Oh, I see
beautiful.
it right there. Yeah, that's
One
awesome.
of my favorites.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when can people check out this exhibit?
We are open at Anderson Enrichment Center Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is no charge. Just come on in and you can take a look and see all the wonderful works. Like I said, there are about, I believe, 22 pieces.
Yeah.
And each woman has, you know, really put together a wonderful show, you know, and showcasing what their passions are and, you know, their photography.
I love it. And we kind of talked about it already, but what are you most excited to see? All of it, of course, but
Well, all of it, of course. And, you know, for me, I love Alexandria's, you know, what she's portraying. But I'm with, you know, with Demetrius as well with the Alaskan photos because I have been fortunate enough to take a cruise there. And the glaciers are unbelievable, and you really have a sense of the power of the glaciers and, you know, how we're just this little bitty, you know.
It's like an ant comparing to a giant wall. It's, like, it's incredible.
It gives you a lot of perspective on life.
It does.
I love that.
It really does.
Yeah.
And there's a special piece that Trisha has too, in memory of her sister. Her sister was a big lover of horses from, you know, when she was very, very little until she was older. And unfortunately, she has since passed away, but she has a beautiful portrait of a horse that, you know, is very special to her. And you know, it touches you. So the whole show does.
Yeah, I'm excited for it all. That's awesome. Well, Marsha and Demetrius, thank you so much for being here with us today. Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes, of
Come see us at
course.
Anderson Center, and like I said, Monday through Friday.
9 to 3, right?
9 to 3.
9 to 3.
9 to 3. All right. Okay. So if you want more information on the Anderson Enrichment Center or this exhibit that they have going on right now, all you have to do, go to the hot link section of our website, WNEM.com.